What is going on, friends? This is Matt Carter, that YouTube realtor talking about everything real estate related for the London and surrounding region. If you haven't been here before, make sure you hit that like, subscribe, hit that notification bell as well so you get notified for all my videos that come up in the future. So today I'm going to be going over a topic that maybe a lot of first-time home buyers aren't familiar with, and it's an expense that you're going to have to take on once you do buy your first house, and that is property tax. Now, this can come as a shock for some people who aren't too familiar with it because property tax can range anywhere from a couple $1,000s a year and anywhere upwards of $10,000 a year, depending on the purchase price of your home. So I'm going to walk through what it actually is, how it's calculated, and exactly what you should expect from your house if you're looking to purchase one. So first of all, what is property tax? Property tax is a tax on a property within the municipality that you live in, and that tax goes towards a number of different things within the city. So it funds a number of different things from a variety of public services like the police, fire, ambulance, public schools, roads, road maintenance, any repairs like that, sewers, anything like that, as well as any other unexpected things. And there's maybe some special assessments going on from year to year. And this property tax can vary from city to city. So it's all dependent on the municipality that you're living in specifically, and it is calculated based on a percentage of your home's assessed value. So how is property tax calculated? So property tax is like I said, a percentage of your property's value, and that percentage is based on a couple different things. You have your municipal portion of it, which covers those things I spoke about, and your roads, your parks, your sewers, things in the public services, and then also you have a education portion of it as well, which covers your public schools and things of that nature. Also, I mentioned there may be some special assessments that may happen only over specific years, and that would all be outlined in your property tax assessment that you're given from year to year by your municipality. So the actual property tax rate that is assigned to the municipality is based on a number of different things, and that's all set out by your elected officials within your city, and is all determined on the actual property values in your city, the number of your population, how much of the budget that needs to be covered from property taxes. So there's a number of different things that are taken into account when they are determining the property taxes, and you don't really have too much of a say in that. That's all done by the government, and they kind of just send you the bill at the end of the day and tell you what the rate is going to be. So the city needs to collect a certain amount of money from all of its residents in order to fund all of these different things that go on within the city. So in order to make it fair, it's all based on the property type and certain features of your house to make sure that everybody is paying their fair dues towards the city. So somebody in a $300,000 house isn't paying the same as somebody in a $1.2 million home. So for the City of London, the tax rate for 2021 was just under 1.39%. This means, for example, if you owned a home that had an assessed value of $500,000, your annual taxes would be $6,941. I believe it can vary from municipality to municipality or maybe province to province, but within London especially, that payment is due in 3 installments over the course of the year, so you're not just foot with a bill for almost $7,000 at one time. So once you've bought a house, you should receive a tax document from the city, which outlines all of the different tax breakdowns, where your money is going. It outlines all those public services, the budget that they're working with, the school portion, as well as any extra assessments that may be occurring for that year. There may also be some flat rates for sewers and other maintenance, some things like that, but that will all vary, and they try to outline it as well as possible to make sure that you understand where your money is going. So many of you may be asking, well, how do they come up with how much my house is actually worth when taking into account those taxes? So what happens is your property needs to be assessed. And in order to be assessed, there needs to be somebody that comes and does the assessment. So within Ontario, there's a company called MPAC, which stands for the Municipal Property Assessment Corporation. They take a bunch of data based on market data, aerial photos, things of that nature, square footage of your home on record, and they come up with an appropriate assessed value for your house. This takes in a variety of different things, such as the age of your home, the size of your property, any permits that have been pulled for any upgrades and renovations that have happened in your property. So it's different from a home inspection and an appraisal that you may be familiar with. You don't actually have somebody physically coming into your home and assessing the interior, the upgrades, anything like that. They're all going based on data from the market, any data from the municipal records that they may have access to come up with the assessed value. So while you do get paid, you do have to pay into your property taxes every year. Assessments only happen every 4 years. And what happens is once they assess the properties, say your home's value and the market data says that your home value has gone up $100,000, let's say from $300,000 to $400,000 since their last assessment. You don't get dinged an extra $100,000 on your property assessment that next year. What happens is they do a phased in 4-year plan, which means that each year subsequently you will get assessed based on a property value of $25,000 each year. So first year it'd be $325,000, next year $350,000, year after that $375,000, and finally getting up to that $400,000 mark. And then at which time the assessment would happen again and a new value would come into place and be projected and phased in over 4 more years. This really helps people with not getting a huge spike in their assessed value on their home, especially, for example, we've seen in London, home prices have gone up quite a bit in the last 4 years. So having a new assessed value of, let's say, $200,000 more than your previous assessment, that would be a pretty big hit right away to take for your property tax assessment. So therefore, getting a phased in 4-year value makes it far more attainable and reasonable for people to pay yearly. So what happens if you don't agree with that assessed value? Well, luckily there is an appeal process available if you don't agree with what they've said that your home is assessed at. Usually what happens is if somebody hasn't done a lot of work to their home in a while, and there have been a lot of people maybe on your street, in your neighborhood, that are putting a little bit of work, renovations into their house, which have caused the market value of your homes in your area to increase, your home probably isn't worth exactly what their home is worth based on the quality of finishes, upgrades, etc. that have taken place. Therefore, there is an appeal process that you can undergo through the government to make sure that you get an assessment reassessed so that you're not paying more money than you think you should be. So overall, property taxes are an essential portion of what we have to pay into as homeowners within our municipality. They pay for a lot of things that go on in the city, those upgrades to the roads, the 911 services that we rely on. So don't feel like property taxes, although it is a financial cost to us, it is an essential part of being a homeowner, and you definitely need all your money going towards those certain services to keep our city looking good and running smoothly. So if you do have any questions, I know this has probably been a lot of information for a lot of you. Don't feel free, reach out in the comments, give me a call, give me a text, an email, whatever you need to do. I'd be happy to help you with anything you're looking for. And make sure if you found value in this content, you hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Pass this along to anybody that you think would value from it as well. And until my next video, take care.